Yo, what's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about a topic that I get asked all the time, and that is who's better, Colombian women or Brazilian women? First, I'll start off with the pros of each, and then I'll go into essentially who is better. Who do I think you all will have a better time with? Let's start with Brazilian women. So number one is they're probably the most exotic. So in Brazil, you get all types of women, like anything you can think of. Everything is there. Dark skin, light skin, petite women, curvy women, just everything you can think of is in Brazil. And the way they look is just, it can be very exotic. So that's a huge plus. Number two is Brazilian women are the most friendly women on this planet that I've come across. With friendly comes ease, in a sense of you're not gonna deal with that drama that you deal with other women. Number three is, this is not specifically with Brazilian, like talking about them personally, but the reason why I really like Brazil is how big it is. When you go to Brazil, there is unlimited options. And I mean unlimited, like you could swipe on Tinder forever and you're not gonna run out, right? So that's huge, is having a lot of options. And then, I don't know if this is still true or not, but I've done some research and supposedly there's more females in Brazil, single females, than males. So there's a lot more available women. So that's why you're able to get that really good treatments, because it's just such a huge pool that is looking for guys like you. So those are my top three reasons for why I really like Brazilian women. For Colombia, the top three things about Colombia women are, number one is their feminine nature. Colombian women are extremely feminine. And I'm sure you guys know this by now. If you've all watched any other like travelers channel who talk about Colombian women, they will tell you they're extremely feminine. Number two is they're extremely beautiful. I would say on average, I'm not saying there's more, on average, you're gonna get prettier women in Colombia than Brazil, because Brazil has a weight problem as well. So you kind of get a lot of mixture with the Brazil. Number three is the location. Hopping down Colombia is extremely easy, much easier than flying down to Brazil. Brazil's not hard, but it's easier, it's cheaper, and it just makes things a little more seamless when you go to Colombia versus Brazil. So those are the top three reasons why I like traveling to those places. So now let's go into who is my number one. Who do I think, what country would I recommend? If a guy asked me today, I just really want to have fun, and I have in between Brazil and Colombia, where should I go? Hands down, no questions asked, Brazil. Brazil, Brazil, Brazil. To really hone into why I think that, part of it is, probably the most important is how big it is, guys. It is just the amount that is available. It's a huge country. It's a huge country filled with a lot of available, good-looking, exotic, available women. Even though guys have traveled to Brazil looking for women since forever, but they're not being influenced to the extent that these other places are being influenced. And part of it's probably because of their language, like that Portuguese helps, because not that many countries speak Portuguese, so they're not really listening and watching like the American TV shows and music and stuff like that like these other countries are. So it's not that big of an influence there. So they still have their cultural values. And so pretty much what that means is they're not changing to the extent that these other places are changing. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm really honing in on how Colombia is changing. from the first time I went to Colombia to the second time I went to Colombia, there was a big difference. Even now, let's say I go on to Tinder or I go on to Instagram or go on to any one of these platforms and I talk to a Colombian woman, it's not the same treatment as it once was. But guys, I'm not saying it's not good. It is still better. It is still better, 9, 10 times better than probably wherever you live. I hands down. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm saying it's changed. And part of the change is because so many people are going down there. And specifically places like Medellin. And what that means is you're that factor of you being like, oh wow, like I've never seen a guy that looks like you. I've never been with a guy like looks like you. I've never, that's gone because so many people are going there. So, and it's not as big of a country as Brazil, or these cities are small. Like Medellin, I mean, it's not small, but it's just a couple million. So the treatment is different, guys. The treatment is very different. And the reason why I know this is because, first of all, I mean, I experienced it. Secondly, I do a Tinder test. This is what I do. I do Tinder tests. I go on, I swipe, I talk, I see how they react, I see what they do, this and that. And then I determine, like, is it gonna be easy or is it gonna be complicated? And Colombia is getting Americanized. It's changing. It's not as good as it once was. It's still good, but it's not as good as it once was. And it's because so many people are going there. And I'm not saying don't go there. I still want you to every single man should still go to Colombia. Every single man will love Colombia. It might not be what it used to be, but it's still good. This is why, guys. This is why you need to act fast. Everything in this world changes. Nothing stays the same. So when I put out stuff on this is where you need to go, you need to make it happen. Because what I say now might not be the case a year from now. It might not be the case. But in Brazil, it will be the case because Brazil is so big and you can't just, like, that influence can't just penetrate Brazil like it can a Colombia. So Brazil, hands down, is the very best place in Latin America right now for guys to go enjoy themselves if they're looking to date, as well as just have an experience that they've never had before. Brazil will be number one. Brazil number one. I would put Colombia at number 2 for right now. Don't get mad at me if I change. Because guys, I'm gonna continue traveling. I'm gonna continue talking to people, doing things. So I might change. Don't say I'm contradicting myself if I come up with something later on and say, oh, actually Colombia's not number 2. It might be number 3. But right now it's still number 2. But it's not the same, guys. Brazil, number 1. They're sweet women, fun, energetic. They're just fun people to be around. At times it might be hard to handle, but guys, who cares, right? You're there to have a good time. So Brazil, number 1, and the reason why is it hasn't got to their head. Colombian women know guys are going to Colombia to date. They know they're pretty. It's like when women know that they're being chased, know that they're doing this, they start changing. They know they have options. So that's what's happening. But I truly think that Brazil will stay Brazil for a long time because, I mean, if you think about it, go back to when you were a little kid, you always knew that Brazilian women were highly, like, sought after. I mean, I didn't really know Colombians were until I was a little bit older, but everybody knows that. Everybody knows Brazilians were the thing, and they're still humble. They're still cool. They're still fun to be around. So that's the main reason why I think Brazil is the number 1 place in Latin America for guys to date. Is the women are just absolutely amazing. I love Brazilians. Like, even, like, let's say Colombia is a 9. This is a 9. The Brazilian girl's an 8. I probably want to go out with the 8 that's Brazilian because they're just so much fun. So much fun. So guys, check out Brazil. Check out Colombia as well. If you don't agree with me, let me know. I'm all about it. I'm all about constructive conversation. I don't know if that's the way you say it. I know it's criticism usually, but let me know if you don't agree with me in the comment section, or let me know if you do agree with me. If you think Brazilian women are better than Colombian women, let me know, guys. But appreciate you guys watching. Till next time, y'all take care.